Oh.
You smell nice.
Yeah.
It's fresh, you know?
Very fresh.
Very fresh.
Try to keep it as fresh as possible.
For me? Oh, lovely.
Kwasiapa. Now you're saying, I want to keep it fresh for you. That's how you fall into the trap. Listen, quick one. I'm not gonna do it long because this is body language, yeah. And I wanted to say this quickly for the IO for the Omar thing, yeah, and Umar. Now, of course, Umar is spiraling. Okay, she's spiraling because, you know, she hasn't got the control of Ayo and Mimi anymore. But that's another conversation. This one's specifically about Omar. I think Omar's a cool guy. Don't think anything wrong with him. But it's interesting to see body language, right? Now he come in there straight with the whole, you know, open up with the beautiful, colourful language and lines and dropping bars and everything like that as well. And I was like, okay. But what's really interesting is I noticed something about the body language again. I was like, this is how this woman ends up beating these boys in the beginning, because their body language tells them everything that we need to know, right? Let's have a look at his body language. Okay, so first things here, all right?
Anything for you? You're blushing.
How are you feeling? What's going through your head?
What's going through your head? Ladies first.
Nothing. I'm just, you know, obviously I'm feeling chill. We're in a couple.
Okay, body language. We're in a couple. Look out, they're both lying down. She again once more. She ain't really showing any interest. Again, her body language, she's not turned her body towards him. She's quite neutral. He's quite neutral. And I was like, okay, cool. They're having a conversation. We know that obviously he dropped a little bar about, oh, you know, you're like champagne and, you know what I mean? Like, you know, all girls like fine, you're like fine wine and da-da-da-da-da, dropping all these bars, right? And his body language is going to shift and change if you watch it in a second or two. Let's have a look.
I'm excited to get to know you, and you picked me.
Do you know what? When I first came into the villa,
Yeah.
putting as an analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mimi was like champagne.
Yeah. You go and drop that comparison. Mimi's like champagne, you're like fine wine, and it's just you know what? You didn't need to do it, you didn't need to say it, my guy. Okay, all right. You didn't need to say it. It's unnecessary. And I was like, oh, bro. Once you start saying them kind of lines, you find yourself in very deep waters and a little bit of trouble, because in all reality, bro, like once you start making the comparisons, it don't go well for you, okay? All right? And she's already felt like she's been in a love triangle with Ayo. The last thing she wants is to be in a situation where you're comparing her to someone else. And by the way, listen, grab your hoodies because it's carnage in the Love Island. And you should also have your merchandise of carnage on your body. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't miss out on these things, you get me? Grab yours down below, okay? All right, so I'm going to show you where this part happens, right? Look at this, okay? Just watch this, because this is really important. Watch this. I don't know, he's going out here.
When he could have picked anyone else. I just want to see if...
Now, what did you notice about the body language? Okay, who was leaning into who? This is how it starts. When someone starts leaning into somebody body language wise, right? I want you to watch it again one more time. Look who's leaning into who. He's leaning into her. So what ends up happening is people start showing you how they feel about you through their body language. When he turned himself onto the side, he turned and showed interest. See, when he first started, he was neutral. Nobody wants to do too much. Don't want to show too much body language. Don't want to show too much openness. But right now, he's flipped his body onto the side, but she's kept herself neutral. It's very similar to what Ayo was doing too, right? At the beginning, he was leaning into her a little bit and kind of showing a little bit of that, you know, that he was interested as well, right? And but in this case, we've seen how, he is. How Ayo's turned it around. If you watch my video earlier on, I did a body language video where they spoke and they were both doing L shape. They were just like nobody was leaning into anybody. Now we got Omar falling into the same trap, and he's about to show himself that he feels Umar way too much. Will he also go down the same path that Ayo went down, or will he fall into the lotus flowers trap? We'll find out on the next episode of Love Island. Look out for my other reviews where I do talk about Ayo and Mimi a little bit later on, but I wanted to show this to you guys, that this is a really powerful scene. Be careful how you show your body language, because this actually tells people what you're actually feeling, and people pick up on it instinctively. They don't tell you, but they pick up on it instinctively. It's how women will say, oh, I know that guy likes me. How? But you pick up on energy, right? And what you say. Oh, I know that girl likes me. How would that guy know? Because he's picking up on your energy. and what you're saying and how you're moving and what body language you show. All right. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button. Don't forget to grab your merchandise, Carnage. You know what I'm saying to you? Because that's what it is on this island.